watching The American on ESPN from beautiful Dallas, Texas. Welcome in to American basketball as the SMU Mustangs bring in the number 13 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies. It's the 180th meeting all time between SMU and A&M. And welcome inside Moody Coliseum. I'm John Liddle alongside former college coach Brian Burton. Great to have you with us as well. Excellent start to the season for SMU. 3-0. And considering that hope springs eternal right now for SMU, is this the biggest game of the Coach Lanier era?
It is. It's just year two of the era, but this is the team that has the most promise now that you're in year two. You've got a top recruiting class, the second best in the American. So, yeah, this is the one you have circled that you knew you wanted to have at home.
And exactly right. Rob Lanier said, I take credit for this schedule. This is what we wanted this year. But if they want the smoke, they got it. When you talk about the smoke, the player to watch, Wade Taylor IV for Texas A&M.
Yeah, the preseason SEC Player of the Year. He does it all. Coach Lanier described him as he's the type of player that keeps you up at night. You can play great defense against him, and he can still score or get fouled. He does it all for this team. He's a leader. He's the engine. He does it on the defensive end, offensive end. He is the engine that makes this team go.
Meanwhile, for the SMU Mustangs, Zurich Phelps has been more vocal this season. Didn't have his best game last time out, but he's capable of going for 20-plus every night.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's as talented of a guard as A&M will play all season. He has 11 assists and 3 turnovers. That's one of the biggest jumps in his game, is that he's making the right decision and not just focusing on scoring. His shooting numbers will go up, but he's taking quality shots, and he's really become a winning basketball player, Coach Lanier says.
Williamson had a piece of Radford's face. It didn't get called. Here comes Phelps the other way. Pull up three. It is blocked. Levesque comes out of nowhere, and he saves it. Double team out front. Taylor threw it away, but Radford comes up with it and lays it home. This is a college basketball game, and I mean that in the highest sense possible, as Edwards dumps it to Williamson, cutting in for the tie. For SMU, here goes Phelps, crossing over into the lane. His teardrop falls. Another miss by Taylor inside, but a big offensive rebound for Garcia. Triple try by Hefner is down. He's a great three-point shooter. 5 to shoot here, so the playmaker, Wade Taylor IV, gets doubled inside. Garcia can't touch it in, but follows his own miss, and he has it ripped away. Here comes Phelps. SMU looking for numbers. Harris spots up for 3. Williamson has the rebound. Feeds it inside. Harris has another open 3. Bottoms again. Lawrence driving right around Phelps, rolls out, but the offensive rebound is right there for the taking. Henry Coleman, the third, puts it in. Coleman already has 8 rebounds in the game. Chase Carter to the hoop. Back-to-back buckets for A&M. Just enough to throw the defense off balance. Phelps able to split defenders. Goes down to the hardwood after hitting the tough 2. Get it back to Harris. Jitterbugging. Great extra pass. Smith wide open. Bangs it down. Oh, man, we've got cleanup on aisle 43.
Okay.
No, aisle 43 over here, right in front of former President Bush. And I don't know whose drink this was. Was this yours? This is probably yours, right, Brian?
It was definitely not mine, but I'll appreciate that. I'll take the blame. I'll take the fall if I need to.
Yeah, exactly. I will, too.
Take one for the team.
You know what? I'll get my jacket off. I'll help clean it up here.
You're going chivalry style. I like it.
I'm going to put my jacket down for everybody to step on there. Man, there's a lot of
commitment right now.
It is moist over here. It's very, very moist. I'm getting a front row seat to this. But if this part of David B. Miller Court has not been waxed in a while, at least it is getting the buffing treatment at this point.
Now, I don't know if they would do that if there wasn't the president that was sitting there, but because it is, they're going above and beyond for Mr. Bush.
I'm going to collect this piece of ice right here. It's a piece of history, I think. Got one right there. All right.
Going back to a little bit of the commentary, Harris coming from the Big East.
Mission accomplished over here,
yeah, mission accomplished. We love that.
The crowd is rocking at Moody. Radford late in the shot clock, stepping back on a 3 and nailing it. That is a settling shot for the Aggs. And for SMU, they're largely unproven as Smith steps into a 3. Can't leave him that wide open. His second triple. We're almost 15 minutes in. Wade Taylor IV is scoreless, but a big time at 3. Radford, after airballing the last one, comes back to hit another.
High flyer, great defender. Speaking of great defense right there.
Taylor plays the game with such joy. You saw the smile on his face as he took that one to the rack.
Yeah, growing up, we would call that cookies.
Right back to Obaseki, flying inside, challenging Tyreek Smith and laying it home. Skying for the rebound. Mustangs want to run. That's their DNA this season. Emery Lanier spotting up in the corner. A much-needed triple.
8-ball corner pocket, great foul.
6 threes in the first half. Keeping him in. Radford, another three, his third.
That jab stop was nasty.
He's having his best season from deep by far this year. Meanwhile, Radford's having his best game from deep. So he goes behind the back, into the lane, past Phelps for 2. Lanier off to Harris, driving in. Harris scoops to the hoop. He's got 13. Williams stalking. Texas A&M wants one more bucket at the end of the half. They give it to the hot hand. Radford with 3. He goes. Radford. Crossover, step back, three-pointer goes down over Williamson. Tyrese Radford, 4 triples in the first half, and the Aggies lead it by 7. Lanier has not been surprised about how well B.J. Edwards has been playing. Was really buried in the depth chart at Tennessee. High off the glass, the finish goes for Wade Taylor, the 4th. He's not buried on any depth chart. He's front and center. Chuck Harris called for the foul. Hefner against Phelps. Hefner with the size advantage, and he nails the jumper. Williamson drops it on. Tyreek Smith, athletic finish from the hip. Good to have you back with us in Dallas. The SMU Mustangs down to Texas A&M, the number 13 team in the country, 44-36. Ira Terrell, the great, always holding court here in Dallas. Throwing out those T-shirts on a day like today, the whiteout. I think he still wants to be on the court, Brian, after all these years. One of the best players in SMU history.
Getting a few dimes, though, this time, not just getting buckets.
That's right. Step back 3. Harris has been money. Chuck Harris, 4 for 4 from outside. 7 of 15 from deep, but Taylor a blow by and 1. Smith comes over late. Wade Taylor finishes anyway. Radford takes over that point guard spot on this possession. It's 16 in the first half. 4 triples. A three-pointer by Carter. He rings it up. Jace Carter, a career 32% three-point shooter, and A&M is opening it up.
They can play in transition here.
Harris wants to, has Smith on his left, but Harris right to the cup. John Liddle with Brian Burton, our entire ESPN crew. Texas A&M up by 10, and SMU trying to stick around. Phelps all the way underneath the glass for 2. Obaseki into the lane, handoff to Coleman for the flying layup. Smith tried to jump pass. It went off the rim. A lucky bounce right to Ambrose Hilton for the flush. 14 to shoot for the Mustangs. Harris has been the offensive stalwart. He's blocked, but a rebound by Hudson. Has to go right back up, and he pogo sticks to the rim. Foul on Manny Obaseki, the Allen native. Flipping inside, Smith for 2, plus the foul. And SMU is fully back into the game now thanks to the dime from Harris.
That was absolutely a dime. Great call. A reason to cheer.
Radford trying to silence him as he goes up. Several players there. Coleman comes down with it. Big and 1 and the flex and the chest beating. Oh, that's a silencer. On the road, A&M out rebounding SMU by 1. This may be a mismatch. Radford against Hudson. Radford takes him to the glass for 2. Williamson pirouetting into the lane, drops it off for Smith. Smith bashing inside. Hook shot goes. Radford definitely popped it into the air, but Phelps getting after it. Wow, these two going back and forth. Radford repossesses. Corner 3 by Carter. That may be a kill shot. Jace Carter for 3, a 12-point lead for the Aggies. Welcome back into beautiful Dallas. Number 13, Texas A&M up on SMU 64-52. A successful trip to Moody Coliseum for the first time since 2009 so far. We're at the final media. John Liddle back alongside Brian Burton. Combing that box score. Looking for evidence of Buzz Williams' team outplaying SMU in this one. I think you're right. It comes down to turnovers. It comes down to getting to the line. Comes down to those points off turnovers tonight. And the offensive rebounding as well for A&M. They have had 9 more attempts from the field than has SMU. They've hit 7 of 16 from outside, but just 1 of 5 in the second half. Phelps has not been a part of that. Goes inside the lane and an offensive foul. Got past Coleman, but the very crafty Wade Taylor was waiting there on the other end, taking a charge from his fellow Southern Dallas County guy. Either way, whether you win or lose a game like this, you're going to get better out of it. Harris left wide open for three and buries his 5th of the night.
See what SMU can generate here.
Nice slip inside. Ambrose Hilton able to keep his feet on the ground. Out to Lanier for a much-needed triple for SMU.
Definitely want to get the ball out of Taylor's hands and have to finish the possession with a rebound.
Oh, but underneath for the reverse by Garcia. Excellent execution by Texas A&M. And the Aggies lead it again by a dozen as Buzz Williams calls timeout. But Texas A&M, they're a team that already looks like it's ready for January or February, their coaching staff said. It may just be November, but this connected Ags team is in its bag. Winning on the road over a tough SMU squad. Number 13 Ags moved to 3-0 with the 79-66 win.